Welcome to Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara. Faculty of Public Health is the 10th faculty at Universitas Sumatera Utara, based on the decree of the Minister of Education and Culture of the Republic of Indonesia, number 0376/0/1993, dated October 21st, 1993. Inaugurated by the Minister of Education and Culture on January 25, 1994.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Professor Ida Justina, the Dean of Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara. Welcome to our campus.
Assalamualaikum, I am Umi Salma, the first Vice Dean.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Indra Cahaya, second Vice Dean.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Eti Sudaryati, I am third Vice Dean.
Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara has 4 study programs currently, namely Public Health Undergraduate Study Program, Master of Public Health Study Program, Doctoral of Public Health Study Program, and 1 new study program, namely the Nutrition Study Program for undergraduate. In accordance with the strategic plan of Universitas Sumatera Utara in 2020 to 2024, namely Universitas Sumatera Utara became an international standard university characterized by local wisdom in 2020 to 2024. Therefore, Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara also prepared to become an international standard faculty in developing public health science in the tropical area. With the motto, "Keep moving forward," Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara continues to move to become one of the leading faculties. Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara has 5 permanent buildings with 27 classrooms. Equipped with various core laboratories that are standard for public health education, computer laboratory, and audiovisual laboratory. Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara also has a health center that can be used by all of Civitas Academica in Universitas Sumatera Utara to improve quality of health. The FAST Studio, auditorium, library, a comfortable prayer room, lactation corner, direct drinking water facilities that can be utilized by the academics, and also a large and neatly arranged vehicle parking lot are facilities that are available at Faculty of Public Health to support effective learning processes. The atmosphere at Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara is also very beautiful, with a shooting view and atmosphere with lots of greeneries because the campus environment is filled with tree plants and flowers. Besides that, Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara is also a non-smoking area.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rashna Sarfina from Public Health of University of Sumatera Utara. So today, I'm going to introduce you to our green campus. Here in our campus, we have everything that you can see, from a green grass to everything that you want to see. And also, as a part of this faculty, I'm really proud to say that I managed to get selected as an awardee for Indonesia International Student Mobility Award 2021. And I will have an experience in Glasgow University from 1 semester. So I'm really proud to become a part of University of Public Health University of Sumatera Utara. Thank you.
In the implementation of Tridharma, lecturers and students work together to achieve learning objectives and produce achievements. Students are stimulated to make invention according to the knowledge they are learning.
Hi! I'm Khadija, part of Public Health Nutrition. I'm Fatia, part of Environmental Health. I'm Fadila, part of Public Health Nutrition. We are from our team, University of Sumatera Utara. Faculty of Public Health has a lot of missions such as excel in competition, global-minded, and to be a competitive study program. Public Health University has support of facilities in the learning process, availability of laboratories. Every section support skill for colleges.
I have gained support, knowledge, and insight from Public Health University of Sumatera Utara, and we are very grateful to get bronze medal in Young International Science Fair 2021. So for all of you, come on, let's fight and be innovative colleges.
Several patents have also been produced by lecturers of Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara, both from research and community services. Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara has 70,317 alumni already, who are currently spread across Indonesia and even abroad. They have various professions. Some become civil servants, some work in state-owned enterprises, some work as entrepreneurs, work in NGOs, even work as regional leaders. Various domestic and international collaboration have been established and have spawned many activities that support the implementation of Tridharma of higher education. The endeavor to become faculty with international standard has been carried out since 2016. Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara has collaborated with University Kebangsaan Malaysia and University Putra Malaysia in carrying out various academic activities, even community services in both countries. In addition to maintaining the existing collaboration, in the future, collaboration will be expanded with other university support. Faculty of Public Health Universitas Sumatera Utara has a Public Health International Conference, PICO, as a platform to share knowledges and experiences related to public health issues. By 2021, Faculty of Public Health will be holding the fourth PICO.
Enggak, coba aku aja yang screenshot. Oh iya. Bebas sih.
We are FKM USU. Yes, yes, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to begin, please use your virtual background and open your camera. I have a note to make before we start today's Top Scientist webinar. I would like to seek your cooperation in completing this event. Kindly mute your account to avoid interruption. Thank you for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Dean of Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara, Profesor Dr. Anda Ida Yustina, MSI. The Honorable Head of Undergraduate Program in Nutrition, Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara, Dr. Insinyur Zulhaidul Lubis, MKes. The Honorable, our Vice Deans, Head and Secretary of Study Programs in Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara. The distinguished lecturers in Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara. And respectable all the participants in this Top Scientist event. Now, it is an honor to me to inform you that among us here, we have our special speaker, Professor Jane Xiao. Ni hao. Welcome to Indonesia. First of all, let us pray and praise to Almighty God, because of His blessing and mercy, we can attend this Top Scientist webinar without any obstacle and also with healthy condition. Now, let me introduce myself. I am Aliyah Fitri Hasibuan, and I'll be the Master of Ceremony of the Top Scientist with the theme, Global Nutrition Problems. Before we start the webinar, let's take a picture first. I'll go with 1, 2, 3. Give your best pose and smile, everyone. We'll take a picture for the next slide. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you for a great picture we take. Dear participants, in this occasion, allow me to read the agenda for today. First, Opening and remarks by Dean of Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara. Second, webinar by Professor Jane Xiao. Third, a discussion. Fourth, awarding certificate to speakers and moderator. And the last is closing by MC. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to listen the opening remarks by Dean of Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara. With all due respect, we welcome Professor Dr. Randa Ida Yustina, MSc. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our webinar Top Scientists today. I am very honored to deliver opening remarks on behalf of Faculty of Public Health, University of Sumatera Utara. I am very glad to see you interested and enthusiastic in this webinar. In this occasion, I would like to greet all the participants, Vice Dean, Head of Study Program, all lecturers, and our beloved students. Before we start the webinar, I would like to greet and offer positive salutation to Professor Jane Xiao, the professor in School of Taipei Medical University, Taiwan. Welcome to our campus, Faculty of Public Health, University Sumatera Utara. Even though we have to meet virtually in this time, hopefully we can meet in person soon. Thank you for spending your time with us today in your busy schedule. So we are very honored and lucky that you can be with us today. I hope we all can do equally great and make this day memorable for you. Last but not least, I would like to say that today's event is an opportunity to focus on how we can work together to address nutrition problem issues. I look forward to our discussion to learn more and what your institution are doing and how we can work together for even more fruitful collaboration in the future. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Professor Ida Yustina, for your delightful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are heading into the main point of today's agenda. The top scientists with the theme Global Nutrition Problems, which will be delivered by Professor Jane Xiao. This session will be guided by a moderator, Mrs. Risanti Situmorang, SKM, MSc. She is a lecturer at Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara. She took her bachelor degree of public health at Universitas Sumatera Utara in 2009 to 2013. She took her master degree of public health at Sechi University in 2015 to 2018. She was a lecturer in STIKES Senior Medan in 2019 to 2021. Now she is a lecturer at Universitas Sumatera Utara since 2021. She is having an interest in research related public health and nutrition in the past 5 years. Now, without any further ado, please welcome Mrs. Risanti Situmorang, SKM, MSc. Time is yours.
Thank you, Alia, for the chance that you already given to me. Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon, Prof. Jane.
Good afternoon.
Yes, 你好吗?
很好，我很好 I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Top Scientists with the Team Global Nutrition Problem. As we all know that the world is no longer facing double burden malnutrition, but now we are facing the triple burden malnutrition. So what is actually nutrition problem that occur nowadays globally? We will looking forward to the answer, and I am Risanti Situmorang, will guide this webinar today. So thank you for coming, Prof. Jane.
Thank you too. Thank you for
Yes.
your invitation.
Yes, you're welcome. We are very honored that we have Prof. Jane with us today. She is a distinguished expert in the field of nutrition and health science from Taipei Medical University. She graduated from bachelor degree in Taipei Medical College in nutrition and health sciences, and she finished her master degree in the Ohio State University and her doctoral degree in the Ohio State University. Her fields of specialty is application of Chinese herb cocktail to the prevention and therapy of chronic diseases and cancers, also association between dietary patterns and chronic diseases, evaluation of functional foods, techniques in molecular cell biology, and also biostatistics. She already published so many publications. So I see in the Scopus author, you have a H index Scopus is about 27, right?
I think so. I don't remember. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty high. Yeah. So thank you, Prof. Jane. The speech will be delivered in about 45 minutes, and then followed by a discussion section. So
Okay.
for those who want to ask a question can raise the hand directly, and then I will pick some of the participants to ask the question directly, or for those who wants to write a question, you can, we provide the Slido link, so you can give your question in the chat box. So, well, without any further ado, please welcome Professor Jane Chow from Taipei Medical University.
Okay, thank you, moderator. So you will share my screen, or I share my screen? You will share, right?
Yeah, we will share.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you for your warmest invitation. I'm Jane Chow from School of Nutrition and Health Sciences, Taipei Medical University. The topic today, I just go through the global nutrition problems. So can you have the next slide? Next, yeah. I will go through life expectancy, hunger, and malnutrition, and also obesity and overnutrition, and finally, dietary guidelines. Next, please. So first of all, I just want to share with you the World Bank Group information regarding life expectancy. So this slide shows the top 20 longest life expectancy. So this the first one is Singapore. So you can see the life expectancy is around 87 years old. The second one is Hong Kong. So you can see the right hand column, I just mentioned the flag, the national flag. So you can see the different nations. However, most of the nations in the top 20 are something like located in Europe or Asia. Next slide. And also show Indonesia. So you can see the Indonesia for 2023, your life expectancy around 68. So that's for Indonesia, and ranked on 144. Next slide. This is the last life expectancy in the different countries. So that means they have a shorter life expectancy. So the last one, rank 201, you can see Chad. Chad only has 52.52 years old. So you can see the big differences from the top one to the last one. Next one. And this is another data from CIA World Factbook in 2022. You can see the number one is Monaco, and life expectancy was around 89.52. And this is the top 20. So very similar data from the previous one. Next one. And also show Taiwan as ranked 43. And in 2022, we did have life expectancy around 81.16. Next one. And there's several countries data. For example, United States, rank 72 has 78.38, and mainland China ranks 85, and Indonesia rank 149. And if you see the world data, so the world data is around 70.50. So Indonesia still has a higher life expectancy compared with the average life expectancy in the world. Next. And this is the distribution of life expectancy in the world map. So we can see that's in 2021. So if you see the color is more like a dark green, that indicates a longer life expectancy. If the color toward dark brown, that means shorter life expectancy. So you can see the distribution of the shorter life expectancy is in Africa. But however, in something like Europe or America or other Oceania or some of the Asia countries, they have something like green or toward dark green. Next. So that's the different time you can see the life expectancy changes. However, for different regions, they have something like slowly increased life expectancy with the increased time. Next. And this slide shows the life expectancy between females and males. You can see the line on the graph. If the dot or the areas above the line, that means females live longer than males, because y-axis indicate female life expectancy. However, if the dots or the regions below the line, that means males live longer than females, because the x-axis indicates males' life expectancy. So if you see the graph, you see the most of the dots or regions are above the line. So that means most regions or countries in their countries, females live longer than males. So you probably would think about why females live longer than males. There's several reasons. For example, for physiological reasons, females has different sex hormones. For example, estrogen. So estrogen is something like a protective factor. So maybe one of the protective factor in females is estrogen. And also, female probably have less academic burden than males, and also have more methods or ways to relieve their pressure than the men. So probably females has some reason can live longer than males. Next, please. And what's the situation in Taiwan? So the most recent data for life expectancy in Taiwan, we do have the 2022. So you can see the total both gender have the life expectancy around 79.84. However, we still have the same situation. Females live longer than males. So females 83.28 and males 76.63. So if you compare to the life expectancy in 2021, you can see we a little bit decrease life expectancy because the COVID situation. So we increase some of the deaths from COVID. Next, please. And this is the situation from 2012 to 2022. So in these 10 years, you can see for both females than males. We still have something like slowly increase our life expectancy until 2020. So after 2020, we a little bit decrease life expectancy because of COVID. Okay, next please. Next. Oh, next slide. Oh, stop.
Please. Okay, it's a little bit stuck here. Wait a moment, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So if we see this another data from United Nations World Population Prospects in 2021. So I just indicate the top 20 the region the nations located. So you can see within top 20 nations countries, most of the nations are in Asia, Europe, or some of them in Oceania. So it's not in Africa. So you can see Africa probably has a shorter life expectancy. Next, please. Next. A little bit stuck. Yeah. The same thing I show some of the countries. For example, United Kingdom ranked 26, China ranked 39, and USA ranked 43. Next. Indonesia ranked 130. So they still have the situation, something like if you compare the 2019 with the 2021, a little bit decrease because I think it's because most of the situation is because of COVID. Next, please. Yeah, that's the last countries have the shorter life expectancy. So last one ranked 188 as Chad. Next, please. So I show the graph. The top number one has the longest life expectancy in Monaco, and life expectancy is around 89.5. And the left-hand side is Chad, and so that's the country has the shortest life expectancy is around 52.5. So you can see different graphs and different views. For your left-hand side, you can see the grass, you can see the trees, you can see the flowers, you can see the statues, the castles. However, if you see the picture in your right-hand side, you only see something like people sit on the floor and also the shelters, but no house, no castle, no trees. And they don't have something like grass, they sit on the dirt. So you can see the totally different from the views between Monaco and Chad. So if you want to live, you probably choose the photo in your left-hand side. Next one. So the reality in the world. So that's the top 10 people who live the longest. So we have the medical terminology we call supercentenarian. That means the people live above 110 years old. So if we're above 110 years old, that means very, very difficult. So we have the terms we call super centenarian. So you can see the top 10 people who live longest. From the top one is she lived 122 years old. So you can see top 10 are all females, and where they lived or where they resident, you can see in Europe mostly, and some of them are in Japan or in United States. Next one. And this one shows 10 verified oldest people who are still living. So except for number 6 is male, but most of the remaining 9 persons are female. So that means mostly we still have the idea that female live longer than males. So that's a very particular one. So only one male live longest. So this is the 10 people still living. So they have the opportunity to break the world records. Okay, next one. Then we talk about feast and famine. So we will talk about, you can see in the different regions of the earth, they probably suffer from different diseases or symptoms. For some of the poor country, they suffer probably from, malnutrition, undernutrition. However, in the developed countries, most of the nutrition problem probably comes from obesity. So we'll talk about these two different problems. Next one. So that's the progress toward a global nutrition target. So we can see different targets in different years. So right now we still some of the targets focus on low birth weights. So we can see around 2030 we have the targets around set up in 10.5%. So we hope the low birth weight will decrease to 10.5%. However, for some exclusive breastfeeding is not in your our topic today, so we'll just skip. But for stunting and wasting, so you can see in 2030 we need to decrease stunting and wasting to 30.5% and 3%. And for overweight, we have the goal, target goal in 2030 is 3%. So that's the target for our target goals. Next. So then we talk about the famine first, then we talk about feast later. Next one. So famines are categorized by large-scale food shortage, massive starvation, social disruption, and economic chaos. So you can see not only food problem, but also something like economic problems. You can see environmental conditions, they probably have extreme serious environmental conditions. For example, disasters or some insects problems, drought problems, and national policies. For example, oppression or other corruption and armed conflicts, something in some of the countries, and economics problems. So we do have several problems that can cause or related to famines. Next one. So we'll talk about the definition of the malnutrition. Malnutrition is the condition that occurs when your body does not get enough or get more enough nutrients. So not enough or get more enough. So those are two directions of the malnutrition problems. So we just talk about inadequate or unbalanced diet problem first. Then we talk about another something like a feast problem later. Next one. So malnutrition, we talk about something like undernutrition. There's undernutrition problems. We have the symptoms we call protein energy malnutrition. That means you get not enough food. There's two diseases related to protein energy malnutrition. One is kwashiorkor. The other one is marasmus. So I will talk about these two later. And also other problem is micronutrients deficiency. For example, folate or iron deficiency will cause anemia. And also the other problem is opposite from undernutrition is overnutrition. It's more enough food. So overweight and obesity is the problems for overnutrition. Next one. So there's two pictures. In your left-hand side is show the picture for kwashiorkor, and your right-hand side show the picture for marasmus. So you can see the difference. They are the similarity between these two diseases are that they are very thin. However, the big differences between these two diseases is kwashiorkor has something like big belly. Because they have something like a water retention in their belly. But however, if you see the right-hand side marasmus, they are very, very thin. They don't have a big belly because they don't have something like water retention problems in the in the belly. So this is the two different outlook from these two different diseases. But both of them are protein deficiency. So kwashiorkor is something like we need something like high quality protein to compensate these diseases. However, for marasmus, we need two directions to recover from marasmus. One is protein, so we have to provide enough proteins and enough calories. Next one. So the malnutrition, especially for different malnutrition status, we have something like cut-off point for BMI values. So malnutrition, we have something like BMI values less than 18.5, and we have the mild, moderate, severe. So you can see decrease the BMI value cut-off point. Next one. Then the very important problem is malnutrition in children. So we have different malnutrition conditions. One is we call underweight for children. So we have something like weight for age Z-score. If a weight for age Z-score below 2 standard deviation of reference population, we call underweight for children. And also the other problem is stunting for children. So that's height for age. Z-score below 2 standard deviation of the reference population. And the third problem is wasting for children. That's weight for height. Z-score below 2 standard deviation of the reference population. So have the two different definition for all the things. Next one. So the key facts for the undernutrition. So you can see there are 1.9 billion adults suffer from overweight or obese, while 462 million are underweight. So more so you can see that some of the population are suffer from overweight or obesity, but some of the population are suffer from underweight. 52 million children under 5 years old are wasted. However, 17 million are severely wasted, and 155 million are stunted. 41 million are overweight or obese. So you can see that many people in the world, they suffer from different diseases. And around 45% of the deaths among the children under 5 years old are linked to undernutrition. So very, very serious problem for the children under 5 years old. And this mostly occurs in low and middle income countries. So are related to economic situation. So that's very important. However, some of the countries, they have raised their problems in overweight and obesity. Next one. And 10,000 children die daily from chronic poor nutrition. So poor nutrition is very serious problem among the children. And 99% of the malnutrition people live in the countries that are underdeveloped. So underdeveloped countries, they probably mostly suffer from malnutrition. Today, approximately 10% of the global population suffer from hunger, and compared to 24% in 1990. So we still decrease the percentage for hunger, but still we have the hunger problem. Asia has the most hungry people. But Sub-Sahara Africa has 25% of the population who suffer from hunger, making it the highest prevalence rate. And females make up the 60% of malnourished people worldwide. So we know children and females are both populations are very key population for hunger. And also 45% of the old deaths of the children under 5 are due to lack of food. So it's very important, the food shortage for the children. Next, please. So that's a prevalence undernourishment in 2020. So you can see mostly are located in Africa. Next one. So that's the global overview. So we can see the hunger people or something like undernourished people numbers slowly decrease with increased time. However, you can see right now or currently we still have something like 20%. Next one. That's the undernourished people between 2005 and 2022. So you can see after 2019, probably because of COVID situation, so a little bit increase undernourished people because the diseases. Next one. This one is distribution of the undernourished people from 1990 to 2016. So you can see they still decrease distribution of the undernourished people, but still have the problems in some of the areas. For example, Southern Asia or Sahara Africa or Western Asia. Next one. This is the changes of the undernourished people from 1990 to 2016. So you still can see there's some of the areas still has very, very high undernourished people. So especially for sub-Sahara Africa and Caribbean or Southeastern Asia. Next one. And the top 10 undernourished countries. So you can see the top one is India. It's located in Asia. So you can see that that's that's in Asia. So you can see the top 10 countries. For the top one is India, top 2 is China. And Indonesia also in the list. Next one. Okay, next one. Next one. That's the 3 phases the malnutrition. So you can see that's we just review and the data. So for stunting people is 144 million. For Western people is 47 million. For overweight people is 38 million. Next one. And that's the percentage of children under 5 who are stunted. So you can see they still have some regions has higher stunting prevalence. For example, the South Asia has 35.8% stunted people, and also Eastern and Southern Africa has 34.5%, and Western and Central Africa has 33.5%. So they still have higher stunting prevalence, and the world stunting rate prevalence is 22.9%. Next one. So we usually, how do we know what is the hunger situation? So we will calculate what we call Global Hunger Index, abbreviated as GHI. So the GHI is a tool adapted and further developed by International Food Policy Research Institute to comprehensively measure and track global hunger. So we usually use this index to track global hunger. And this index has 4 indicators. One is the percentage for malnutrition. The other one is percentage of children under 5 years old who suffer from wasting, and the percentage of children under 5 years old who suffer from stunting, and the percentage of the children who die before age of 5. So we will calculate according to 4 indicators. Next one. So that's the formula for Global Hunger Index. So they will have something like 4 components. So they will sum up these 4 components. 1/3 from standardized undernutrition, and 1/6 from standardized wasting. Children suffer from wasting, and 1/6 from standardized children suffer from stunting, and the other remaining 1/3 is from the standardized mortality from children under 5 years old. So you can see they added up and they will have the score. So if there's a different cutoff point for low or moderate serious, alarming, or extremely alarming score. So they have above 50, that means extremely alarming score. Next one. So you can see that's the global hunger index score in different countries. So that's in 2015. So have different categories: low, moderate, serious, or alarming, or there's no, or some of the regions no data. So you can see the serious or alarming areas are located in Africa. Next one. And this is the 2023 Global Hunger Index. You can see if the green color indicate low, but if you see the brown color, that means extremely alarming. That's the score GHI above 50. So you can see some of the GHI above 50 are located in Africa. But for Europe or some of the Asian countries, they have the low GHI. So that means they have a low problem for hungry. Next one. And the progress of global hunger index from 2015 to 2023. So we can see in the beginning of since 2015, the progress still going on. So we still have something like 14 countries with the moderate or serious or alarming, and 18 countries they have something like increase their hungers, and 58 countries they will not achieve zero hunger. So we still have progress need to go. Next one. And that's the tendency of the global hunger index between 2015 and 2023. So still see there's even we see the tendency decrease in global GHI score from 20 to 80.3, but still we have 18.3 in 2023. Next one. So that's the different regions. So you can see different regions, they do have a different scores, especially in some of the regions, they still have something like alarming or extreme or alarming GHI score. For example, Africa south of the Sahara or South Asia, so they still have alarming scores. So we need to improve. Next one. So the key factors, you can see 9 countries have alarming levels of the hungers. So the following countries I just list for the 9 countries. So that means this 9 countries will still we still need to improve their GHI score to approach to zero hunger, but that's the goal. Next one. So the highest 2023 global hunger index. So still have some of the countries has a higher GHI score. For example, some of the countries, Zambia, they still have the GHI score above 50. So the red color, that means they do have a GHI score still above 50. That means extremely alarming. Next one. So that's the highest 2023 global hunger index. So there's a list top 15 countries. So you can see Somalia. So it's the number 1. And fortunately, Indonesia is not in the list. Next one. And this is the 2021 Global Hunger Index. So you still can see the differences between 2000 and 2021. You can see the GHI index decreased from 38.8 to 27.5. And Indonesia has score, GHI score is 18. Next one. And that's absolutely change in GSI score since 2000. So they have, so you can see the red color, that means no countries in the extremely alarmed, but some of the countries still in alarming or serious area. So we still need to improve. The highlight, I just highlight in red color, that's Indonesia. So that means congratulations, you're in the something like moderate GHI score. So we still have one step to go to the low. Next one. So that's the Indonesian Global Hunger Index between 2015 and 2020. So they have the this list has some of the data. So you can see from 2000. You have 26, that's a GHI, but however, in 2023, the congratulations, you are in the green color, that means 17.6, 17.6. And also, I just listed some of the data for Indonesia, so you can compare, since you have the great progress for the GHI score. Next one. So the factors affecting the 2023 Global Hunger Index, there's I just mentioned some of the key factors, climate crisis, or also conflicts and economic status or consequence of pandemic. That means, for example, COVID. Next one. Next one also point out the factors to affect the GHI, for example, economic performance, and also so you can see a poor economic growth or a strong agricultural performance and increasing gender equality as kind of can reduce hunger below. So that's the approaches we need to get together. Next one. That's the 2000 to 2019 major causes of under 5 mortality. So that's for children. So you can see your left-hand side. That's the low respiratory infections. Accounts for 10.1% for mortality under 5 years old, and also others. That means many reasons, 9.5%, and also diarrhea. So I just want to mention diarrhea is also very, very serious problems for the mortality in children under 5. Next one. So the World Hunger Day is on May 28th. So that's the World Hunger Day. So you probably can celebrate World Hunger Day and also to improve the GHI score. Next one. That's the graph to show the woman in Nigeria. So that's well, I think they eat a lot of the fresh fruit, so I think it can improve their situation. Next one. Then we talk about feast. Next one. So the key facts for feast by 2030, it's predicted that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 7 men will be living with obesity. That's the definition for obesity in Western country. BMI is equal to or above 30 kilogram divided by height in meter squared. Equating to over 1 billion people globally. So it's also lots of the population suffer from obesity. In 2014, more than 1.9 billion adults and 18 years old or older were overweight, and over 600 million were obese. So you can still see the problem with the overweight or obesity. And 39% of adults age 18 years old and over were overweight in 2014, and 13% were obese. And most of the world's population live in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than underweight. And 41 million children under the age of 5 were overweight or obese in 2014. Next one. So that's the obesity. The most common dietary problems in wealthy countries is overnutrition. So they have something like mention some of the countries. So they have something like national flag and the body image. So I think the United States is #1. The percentage of the population older than 15 with the body mass index greater than 30. That's the definition in this graph. Next one. So we can see the distribution of under fat is about 9 to 10%, but for normal fat is 14 to 28%. However, for over fat is 62 to 76%. So over fat is also a very, very serious problem. Next one. This one is world obesity prevalence in 2014. So you can see if the color toward dark brown, that means they have the higher obesity prevalence. So that's in something North America. Next one. And that is also global obesity problems. So 39% overweight adults in 2014. So that's the different nations. The United States has the overall something like 69% adults. Sorry, I probably 69% American adults are not active to health conditions. So next one. Next one is the overweight in world in 2005 and 2015. So you can see the changes. They will increase the overweight in different years. So increase overweight. Next one. And the top rank for obesity in the world. So there's the top 20. So United States is in rank 18. So that's different countries. You can see some of the countries in islands, they have some of the problems with the obesity. And this is the BMI status definition for underweight, healthy weight, and overweight and obesity. That's the world cutoff point. Next one. And this is a 2020 world obesity prevalence in men. So if the color toward dark blue, that means a higher prevalence. And toward light green, that means lower prevalence. So still can see higher prevalence in men, probably in located in Oceania and some of the America and Europe. Next one. And this is the 2020 world obesity prevalence in women. So probably a little bit different prevalence compared with men. So still you can see the dark blue color indicate higher prevalence, and light green indicate low prevalence. So the higher prevalence located in Oceania, some of the Asia countries, and also Europe and America. Next one. That's the top 10 obese countries. So you can see Nauru and #1 and Cook Islands. So those are islands. And so that's the top 10. So the top one is 61% of obesity. So it's some of the countries are more than 50% are obesity. Next one. So this is the estimated global prevalence of obesity in 2010 to 2030. So you can see 2010 to 2030, we can see increase in men and women, both in men and women increase. So for all the adults will increase different levels of the obesity. So all are increased. Next one. This shows top 20 countries with the highest prevalence of obesity. So you still can see some of the islands. Yeah. Next one. Yeah, that's the top 20 countries with the highest numbers, not the prevalence, numbers of the obesity, but that means population numbers. So the number one is the United States, and number two is China, number three is India, Brazil, and Mexico, because they have the more populations, so they have the highest numbers. Next one. This is the estimated regional prevalence of obesity in 2010 and 2030. So you can see in this graph, in men and in women is on the top, in men is on the bottom. Still see the very similar tendency is increase the obesity prevalence rate with the increased time. Next one. So this is also the estimated prevalence of obesity in Southeast Asia in 2030. So for Indonesia, you can see the prevalence rate is from is about 14% to 8%. So that's the different. So decrease. I think that's sorry. That's the that's the different gender. So 40% that's for women and 8% that's for men in 2030. That's a prediction for prevalence of obesity in Indonesia. Next one. So that's the estimated prevalence of obesity in the world in 2035. So you can see obesity rate still be increased. So some of the regions has obesity prevalence is more than 55%. Next one. And so we have something like a global obesity, they combine global obesity. So combined to one word, we call globesity. Globesity, that means that's the global obesity problems. So you can see will increase in some countries. They only show some of the countries, China, Brazil, and UK. So you can see they increase their obesity, overweight adults populations for all the three countries. Next one. And this also show the past and projected the future overweight rates in selected countries. So you can see in different countries, they still have very similar pattern is to increase the overweight prevalence with the increased time. Next one. So that's the percentage of overweight and obese children. Not only the problem of overweight and obesity problem in adults, but also in children. That's in children. For example, in something like school aged children. So you can see they do have the left hand side is for women and right hand side is for men. So still can see they have a different obesity or overweight obesity children, but the United States has the number one. So they have something like almost 40% for girls and 35% for boy. Next one. And that's a percentage of the overweight and obese adults, children, and adolescents in 2016. So I just highlight Indonesia data. So that means Indonesia data has something like for overweight and obese adults is 28.2%. For children, that's 15.4% for overweight and for adolescents. That's for adolescents, 15.4 overweight and obese adolescents. Next one. And this is the percentage of the changes in obesity prevalence in adults, children, and adolescents. So you can see, I just highlight Indonesia. So we can see you still have the higher prevalence for obesity in children, but for adults, I think less prevalence. Less prevalence. Next one. So this is in Southeast Asia. So we can see the overweight and obesity in adults. In women, that's 28.7%. In men is 17%. In total is around 23%. Next one. How about in Taiwan? In Taiwan, you still can see we have a different cutoff point for obesity. Obesity, we have the BMI equals to or above 27. It's not 30. So we still have 17% obesity in men and 70% in men. So that's in earlier time. It's in 2005 and 2006. Next one. And this is also the data in Taiwan, but more recent data. So we can see for the overweight plus obesity in adults, in women that's 36.9%, but in men is 50.8%. We use the same cutoff points, BMI equals to or above 27. However, if we use the central obesity, that means the waist circumference in men above more than 90 centimeter, or in women is more than 80 centimeter, we call central obesity. For central obesity prevalence in women is 33.6. However, in men only 24.8. So I mean, in women we still have a very serious problem for central obesity. That means 1 out of 3 has people in women has obesity problem. Next one. So that's also overweight obesity prevalence in Taiwan as also its most in current one. That's in 2013 and 2014. So still can see in adults, we have 38.3% in women, 48.9% in men. Total is 43%. So it still has very serious problem in Taiwan. Next one. So what is the relationship between obesity and the disease risk? As you can see from the top to from your head to the toe, you probably have the different diseases which are related to obesity. So we can see the obesity can be linked to 53 diseases. So medical complications of obesity are also very many. Next one. So you can see obesity can be related to many diseases also, and cause something like sex hormone imbalance, increased free fatty acid, and also mechanical stress. So this will cause something like metabolic syndrome and other diseases, and it even cause to death. That means will increase mortality from something like cardiovascular disease or something the other diseases. Next one. And this is the complication of a children obesity. So you can see still related to many diseases, not only physical but also mental diseases. Next one. So why raise in obesity rates? Several reasons. Sedentary activities, high fructose corn syrup, and fast food, and also soft drinks. And car culture, everybody just drive the car, so they don't walk. And also cheap food gets cheaper. So those are the problems can cause the rise in obesity. Next one. So the next next session I will talk about dietary recommendations. So we'll see the different countries, they do have a different dietary guidelines. However, different countries guidelines are, some have the similarities. So they have the varieties of the food groups. So you can see that's for US food pyramid. So have the different food groups, and in different food groups we have something like appropriate amounts of suggestions for frequency or for amount. Next one. This is the US, my pyramid and my plate. So they have something like overall dietary guidelines, and also the dietary guidelines for the plate. That's for one meal. So they have something like distribution of different food groups. So some of the food groups they recommend eat more. For example, fruit and vegetable would eat about half of the meal plate. Next one. And this is the dietary guidelines in the United States in 2015 and 2020. So they do have something like healthy eating patterns. So they have the variety of the food groups: fruit, vegetables, protein, dairy, grains, and oils. So they have something like different food groups. They have a different appropriate amount intake. Next one. This is the food guidelines in Canada and Australia. Right-hand side is Australia, left-hand side is in Canada. So in Canada, they use something like very similar concept for my plate in United States. So they have the different food groups and distributed in the plate. And also the other is the pyramid concept for healthy eating pyramids in Australia. So they have the different layers, have the different food groups, indicates amount in bottom layer we eat more, in top layer we eat less. Next one. This is the food-based dietary guidelines in Europe. So you can see right-hand side is Ireland, and left-hand side is UK. So you can see in UK, they use something like my plate in United States. So they have the different food groups, and also they draw some of the food items in the plate. And for Ireland, they have the pyramid, and also they have some of the suggestions for serving size for different food groups. And also incorporate water. So you will drink more water. Next one. And also food-based dietary guidelines in Europe. Right-hand side is Germany, and left-hand side is Switzerland. And in Germany, they use something like my plate concept. They have something like, in the center, they have something like suggest we need to drink water every day. Something like the 7 cups. And also other food groups around the food plate. And Switzerland, they use the pyramid, and also they incorporate something like a sports exercise concept. So they use something running, ride a bicycle, or climb the stairs. So also incorporate some of the exercise regularly, and also different food groups in the pyramid. Next one. This is the food-based dietary guidelines in Asia. In right-hand side is Korea, in left-hand side is in Japan. So in Korea, they use something like a bicycle. So they have something like a different wheel. They have something like, in front wheel, they have the water. In rear wheel, they have something like food groups, and just like my plate. But they use the bicycle, ride the bicycle, indicate you have to do the exercise regularly. In Japan, they use something like their traditional symbol. So they have something like the main run on the top. So that means you have to do exercise every day. And different food groups in different layers. So indicate on the top layer, that means eat more. In the bottom layer, eat less. So they have a different proportion size of or serving size for different food groups. Next one. So that's the spinning top. And for other countries in Asia, for example, as in left-hand side is in Indonesia, you have something like your traditional symbol, and also different layer indicate different food groups, and also incorporate the exercise, so different exercise type, and also have your my plate situation, and also have the something like drink water and milk. And also in Vietnam, they have something like pyramid. In different layers, they indicate different food groups, and bottom layer eat more and top layer eat less. Next one. And this is other guidelines in India. So India, they have something like incorporate no smoking and no drinking. That's the one I only see. But in other countries, they don't incorporate something like no smoking and no drinking. But in India, they have the no smoking and no drinking. And also they have the pyramids indicate different food groups. On the bottom, eat more, and on the top, eat less. And also in India, they do have something like my plate. And they use the percentage to indicate the different food groups. So they have 43% of grains intake, and also they have something like drink water 2,000 milliliter a day, something like that. Next one. And next one is in right-hand side is in Taiwan, in left-hand side is in China. So we use something like a fan shape, indicate different food groups. So in the center, that's we eat more. And also we have something like the person ride a bicycle. That means incorporate exercise regularly. And also we put something like the word that means water in the front wheel. That means we need to suggest drink water every day, appropriate amount of water. And in China, they use something like a tempo to indicate different layers. So in the bottom layer, we eat more, in the top layer, eat less. And also have something like man is running, so that incorporates sports. I mean, do exercise regularly. Next one, I think we almost the end. Yeah. So the end is eat healthy. So we will go through life expectancy, family problem, feast problem, and also healthy dietary guidelines. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you very much, Prof. Jane, for such an outstanding presentation. We gain a lot of new knowledge and insight. So now we are going to the Q&A section. For those who wants to ask a question directly, you can raise your hand and I will pick up your name and you can ask your question. And we also provide some slide link. And okay, so here it is. We have a lot of questions here, Prof. Jane.
Yes, yes.
Maybe
I probably go one by one. Will be okay.
Yeah, sure. So I'll start from.
Sure.
I will start from Ami. Okay, I'll start from. Here's a question from Ami Sari Tinambunan. What is the biggest cause of stunting still continuing even the government has created the program to handle it? Is that purely because of economic and crisis? Maybe you can answer directly, Prof. Jane.
Yeah, I think some of the country, they still have the stunting children. I think one of the key points is economic situation. So the first question is also related to poverty. So I think that's economic problem is also cause some of the serious problem, not only for malnutrition, but not only for undernutrition, but also for overnutrition. So as someone like a poor guy, a poor family, maybe they lack of the money to buy food. So they probably have something like undernutrition problem for wasting or stunting. But for something like poor family, also they have something, they will buy cheap food, and some of the cheap foods, not all the cheap foods are related to we call something like garbage food, but some of the cheap food related to garbage food. That means they have the high energy, high calorie, but the low nutrient density. So that means low carbohydrate, low fat, probably low protein, but high fat. or high carbohydrate. So they have very high energy, calorie, but decrease something like some of the macronutrient or most of the micronutrients density. So that's the problem for different problem, but also you can see the property, I mean the economic problem can cause undernutrition and also cause overnutrition. Yeah, so yes. So one of
Yes,
the
sir.
key is the economic problem. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Jen. So I'm curious about stunting issue because in Indonesia, stunting is still a big issue like that. So I'm curious, what about Taiwan? Is that stunting still an issue or a problem in Taiwan?
No,
And what does
actually,
government?
yeah. Actually, we don't have hunger, stunting, or wasting problem. So we can see we are not in the list because we don't have the problems right now. We have the another problem is feast problem. I mean overweight problem. So overweight or obesity problem. So we very few people have something like stunting or yeah. So I think the problem also will consider whether government set up something like monitoring plan. If they have the monitoring plan, they have something like will regularly monitor the stunting children and also give them something like a improvement strategy. So that's something like monitoring and plan and also follow up. So they will have something like 3 stages. So from the beginning, we have to have the monitoring plans or strategy. Then after the monitoring, we have something like improvement plans. So what's the improvement plans for nutrition aspect? And also the follow-up. So regularly, so we will have something like 3 different stages, and all these 3 stages are very important. So we have from the beginning of the monitoring and improvement and follow up. So if we do all the things very regularly, so I think we will decrease stunting problems. So that's very important. We have to set up the programs to have the monitoring, improvement, and follow-up. So we have to set up something like not only government set up the plans, but also we have something like a responsible or in charge organization. For example, hospitals or clinics or some governmental organizations have to involved in these plans. I mean, for monitoring, improvement, and follow-up.
Thank you, Prof. Jen, for the answer. And then I'll pick another question here. There is from Ronnie. Ronnie Posti Salamasilalahi. What are the challenges in addressing global nutrition? How can innovative strategies overcome these obstacles and improve nutrition worldwide?
Okay, I just say that there's 2 different global nutrition problems. One is undernutrition, the other one is overnutrition. But if we see the challenges for both is economic status. And also because I just mentioned that poor economic status can cause 2 different problems. So either cause undernutrition problems, also cause something like overnutrition problems. So you can see some of the poor countries, they do have 2 problems together. In Africa, you can see, or they also have the undernutrition problem, but in some population, they also have the overweight and obesity problems. But some of the countries, they face 2 serious problems. So because something like economic status. And also challenge, I just say that is something kind of if it's overall problem for different populations, we have to something like have the governmental plans or organizations to be involved in these resolutions. So, for example, we have to have something like policy or strategies to improve these problems. And also, I think the education is the basic one. So education is the basic one. So I think the very important is from the beginning of the education, from the kindergarten. Even in kindergarten, we think they are something like too little. However, we can educate not only the children, but the caregiver and also the teachers and their family, their parents. This is very important because we will eat every day. And some of the eating you probably will in your family or in schools. For example, at lunchtime, you will eat lunch in the schools. So I think it's very important. The school and also has the correct nutrition education. So right now in Taiwan, we want to improve our nutrition education from the beginning of the kindergarten to adults, even to adults. So that means very important is you have to educate right nutrition concepts from that childhood, also from their parents and their teachers. But not all the persons know correct nutrition knowledge. So that's very important. You have to have nutrition professionals to educate correct nutrition knowledge to all the populations. And so I think education is a very basic and strategy, but it's very difficult expand the nutrition education. You know, we need to have the nutrition professionals to be involved in education. So you need more educators who are, you know, have the knowledge in nutrition. So that means you have to recruit the nutrition professionals. And also, things it's very important is if government focus on these problems, will go more smoothly to promote or to improve nutritional status in the population. So I think the key organization is the government, but we have to set the strategies and more nutrition professionals who are involved in these strategies. And also something like other is not only nutrition professionals, something like public health is also very important because public health is set up the policies. So I think public health professionals also very, very important. So it's kind of a teamwork.
Yes, so the nutrition education also important, right, Prof. Jane?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so here is the third question from Angelina Hutaswait. I think this is very interesting question. How do traditional Asian dietary patterns compare to modern dietary trends in terms of the health outcomes?
Yes. Sometimes we usually say, but it's not absolutely we call correct or not. Sometimes we mention Western dietary patterns, usually equals to something like unhealthy dietary pattern. If we say Mediterranean dietary patterns, we probably equal to healthy dietary patterns. Or we call traditional Asia dietary patterns, we call healthy dietary patterns. So that means traditional or something like Mediterranean dietary patterns, that means equals to healthy dietary patterns. Why we say traditional or Mediterranean dietary patterns, we say that they probably are very similar to healthy dietary pattern, because for traditional Asia dietary patterns, we eat something like more whole grains, okay, and more fruits and more vegetables. However, in modern or Western dietary patterns, we eat more protein sources food. For example, we eat more meat. We eat more something like we drink more milk or we eat more animal food. So that's the problems. Because if you have increased animal sources food, that will probably have some related to high fat or high cholesterol intake. However, for traditional Asian dietary patterns, it's more whole grains, more fruit, and more vegetables. That's more we call plant-based diet. So plant-based diet is more superior for the healthy diet compared with the animal based diet. So I think traditional is kind of the more plant-based diet, but the modern diet is more animal-based diet. So you can see in modern dietary patterns, if you eat more frequency or eat more modern dietary patterns, you probably can increase the risk of some of the chronic diseases development. For example, cardiovascular disease, or just like metabolic syndrome. So those diseases or syndrome will probably increase the risk of the development. So that's the modern dietary patterns. And also for modern dietary patterns, we eat more something like refined food. For example, for the dessert or some of the food, we have the refined food and also processed food. So more processed food. So those also another problems to cause the unhealthy conditions. So more processed foods, more refined food, more animal source food are related to some of the chronic diseases, and also probably affects your immune functions. So will decrease your immune capacity. So that's also another problem. You probably were more vulnerable to infectious diseases. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Jen. So we already get that traditional Asian dietary pattern is more like a plant-based meal, right? A plant-based diet. Yeah, compared to the modern one is maybe it's more likely an animal-based meal.
And the refined food and the processed food. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Prof. Jen. In the second section, maybe I will open. So for those who want to ask a question directly, can raise hand to make more interaction between the participants and Prof. Jen. So here it is. There is Dinda Aulia Febrianti already raised hand. Okay, Dinda Aulia Febrianti, you can ask your question directly.
Hi.
Okay. Thanks to Mrs. Risanti for the chance. And for the Mrs. Jen, nice to see you on this occasion.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. So my question is, which country do you suggest to me or to my country to be used as an example in overcoming nutritional problems such as hunger or another nutritional problems, and why you suggest the country to me? That's it. Thank you.
You mean the example country is like the situation in Indonesia, or the country you want to something like as a model country, so that you will improve your nutrition problems? Which one you want to expect me to tell you? The country situation is like your situation, or the something like role model countries you something like to learn from them. Which one you want me to tell you?
Maybe like our country. So our country can improve our problems nutritional, so we can solve our problems nutritional problems. But I want to know which country you suggest. The example, like maybe you can suggest us like China or anything else.
Okay, I see. First of all, I think because in Indonesia, we still can see two different problems. One is undernutrition problems, not only probably particularly in children. That's more serious problems. Another problem is overweight and obesity problem in both children and adults. I think as I know, because some of the problems probably comes from your traditional dietary habits. For example, maybe I'm wrong, but you can tell me. As I know, I think most of the Indonesia people, you like to eat sweet food. So sometimes you drink tea, you will have something like a sugar pack accompanied with the tea. Not only for coffee, you still, when you drink tea, you need add the sugar. So when you drink tea, sometimes they serve the tea and also serve the sugar, right? So you can access the sugar. So that's the so that will cause you, when you access the sugar, you have the opportunity to get the sugar. So you probably use the sugar because you see the sugar just besides the tea. But however, for example, in Taiwan, even for young generation, we like to some of the young generation, they like to drink something like bubble tea, and also is very sweet. But we don't encourage people, or we don't put something like a sugar pack, besides our tea. So that's if you change something like habit, you probably will reduce some of the problems for overweight and obesity. So I think if you want to something like change your dietary habits to be more healthy lifestyle, I think Taiwan is one of the example. Maybe we can learn each other, because I won't say Taiwan is the best one, but Taiwan probably in the Asian country, we still have the problem, but we can learn each other how we set up the strategies, or how we improve our nutritional status for undernutrition problems, because Taiwan has very few conditions for undernutrition problems. So I think you probably another country probably can be your example. For example, I would say probably in China, because I know in China they still have some of the problem for undernutrition in some of the poor states, but not in developed states. So they have the economic gap between different cities. So even in large cities, you still can see different situation for different conditions for economic status. So they have also have the problems with the malnutrition, undernutrition. So I think maybe you can learn some of the policies from China for undernutrition problems. So, and also another country I would suggest that is Japan. Japan, they have very good education system. I would say education system for their nutrition education from the childhood until adults. So even in Taiwan, we still need to learn some of the good policies or good improvement strategies from other countries. So Japan is one of the countries we can learn together, including Indonesia and Taiwan, because they set a very integrate school lunch policies. So they eat school lunch very healthy in school, and also they have they install or implement the nutrition education from the childhood. So everybody can have something like correct nutrition knowledge, even for the children or for their parents or for their teachers. So when they eat in the school, they can know they eat a very healthy diet in the school. So I think because they have a very good education system. So maybe we can learn different policies or different strategy from different countries.
Thank you, Prof. Jen. So maybe Dinda, you can plan one day. Maybe you can visit Taiwan and learn together with Prof. Jen, right, Prof. Jen?
Yeah, before COVID situation, I went to Indonesia several times before COVID. So maybe yes. So
Which
maybe we have a
city?
time.
Which city?
Jakarta, Jakarta, and Malang.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's in Java. We are in Sumatra, so we will welcome you in Medan. Okay, ma'am. So the second question for the second section here is there is Franz Ricci Siagian. Okay, Franz, you can unmute and ask your question directly.
Thank you, Miss Trisanti, and thank you to Prof. Jane. You are so amazing at giving explanation to us.
Thank you.
My name is Franz Siagian. I am a undergraduate nutrition student in 2022. Earlier, we saw from the picture that there was a child suffering kwashiorkor with an enlarged stomach due to a lack of large protein. My question is, can giving protein return the stomach of kwashiorkor suffer to normal, or is there any other medical procedure?
Okay, for kwashiorkor, it's because of a protein deficiency, but not because of energy deficiency. So we will think about if we can increase the protein intake to appropriate amount to meet their requirement. So we'll increase the protein quantity. However, we also need to focus on protein quality. So we suggest that you can intake some of the high quality proteins. For example, milk or egg or something like a lean meat or chicken or fish. That would be good quality of the proteins. Yeah. And
Thank
also,
you, Prof. Jen.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yes. Okay. Is there any more question, Franz?
Nothing, Miss. Thank you, Prof. Jen.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, and the last one for this section is there is Rizky Putra. Feel free to unmute your account and then ask the question directly.
Okay, before that, thank you, Mrs. Susanti, to give me the this question section. Before that, I want to ask Professor Jane that this about what you tell before about education in Japan about nutrition. What I wanted to ask is about is nutrition education in Japan really a basic example of education that is suitable to be implemented in other countries, or maybe when that education is implemented in different countries, this education system will be have different significance. That's my question.
Can you say again? Different system.
Different significance when that system is implemented in other countries, or maybe like Indonesia include.
Sorry, I don't quite understand your question. Can moderator
could you
help me?
Yeah, could you please repeat again your question, Rizky?
My question is Is nutrition education in Japan really a basic example of education that is suitable to be implemented in a country?
Okay,
Or
I got it.
maybe there will be significant difference when this education system is implemented in other countries, including Indonesia.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. I got it. So the
Nutrition
question is
education.
because because before you mentioned about Japan system,
Yeah, education system. Yeah.
yes. So if it is implemented in Indonesia, will it be
also-
give the same impact, something like that?
Yeah. I think education is kind of something like strategy, but the nutrition education concept probably in different country we do have a different dietary guidelines. For example, I just show some of the dietary guidelines from different countries. So they have very similar food groups, but they probably have a different suggesting for a serving size or for appropriate amount. So I think for the nutrition knowledge, we can modify it according to your country's dietary guidelines. But the methods to implement education in school systems, we can follow or learn from Japanese, plans or Japanese strategies. But the nutrition knowledge probably will be modified because you can see a little bit different dietary guidelines in different countries. Even we have something like variety food or food groups or but for some of the suggesting portion size are a little bit different from different countries. Yeah.
So I think it depends on the countries also, right, Prof. Jin?
Right,
So
right.
there will
And
be
also-
a modification.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Rizky, for your
you,
question.
Rizky.
Yeah. Finally, we are going to the end of our main section today. Thank you very much, Prof. Jin,
Thank you.
for such outstanding presentation, and we gain many knowledges, new insight, and we are looking forward for another event that we can collaborate together. So
Thank you too.
yeah, we already learned a lot of things, like we learned what is the world facing right now in nutrition problem, and then we also learn about the life expectancy. You mentioned about female usually will live longer than male, so I think maybe it means like maybe female live happier than male because
Probably one of the reasons.
Yes, maybe one of the reasons. So thank you very much, Prof. Jin, for the opportunity that you already given to us. And this is the end of our section. I will give the time to Alia as the master of ceremony.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. Rusanti, for guiding this webinar very well. Now we proceed to the third agenda, is awarding certificate to speakers. With all due respect, we invite the head of undergraduate program in nutrition, Faculty of Public Health, Universitas Sumatera Utara, Dr. Insinyur Zulhaida Lubis MKes, to deliver the certificate.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Jen Chow, for taking part of this top science session. It was
Thank you so much.
webinar university. We can see each other again in another occasion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now we proceed to award the certificate to moderator. We invite the head of undergraduate program in nutrition, Faculty of Public Health, Dr. Insinyur Zulhaida Lubis MKes, to deliver the certificate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Risanti Situmorang, for take part of this top scientist event. It was a very amazing webinar that you already guided. May we can see each other again in another occasion.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jul.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Risanti Situmorang, and thank you, Professor Jen Xiao. Please accept our sincere appreciation for the outstanding presentation you made. Okay, now everyone can give your impressions about today's webinar by scanning the barcode Menti or insert the code in Menti website. Oh, there's a lot of response already. Yeah, you can give your impressions with scanning the barcode or enter the code in Menti website. Yeah, we are waiting for you. Very important material. Amazing. Okay, can we see this? Some say it's a cool explanation. Some say it's a great webinar. It's
Yes,
amazing.
thank
Yeah,
you
thank
so
you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for your impressions. Yeah, I think we all agreed it was a very interesting to hear your explanation, Prof. Jin Xiao. All of it
Thank
are
you.
fascinating.
Thank you.
This webinar will increase our insight more about global nutrition problems and the dietary guidelines. I hope we can help to solve those problems because we all have the urge to do it. Thank you so much, Professor Jin Xiao, for sharing your time with
Thank you
us.
for.
Okay, dear all participants, I would like to inform you that all the participants here will also get the e-certificate. Thus, please make sure you already fill in the Google form by scanning this barcode. Yeah, okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we finally reached the end of our session. As the master of ceremony, I would like to thank the speakers, the moderator, the committee, and the audience entirely. May what we had conducted will be useful for us. Okay, those are the agendas we have presented to you all. We hope you learned something. Thank you so much for your attention. See you on the next occasion. Have a good day, everyone.
Negeri elok amat ku cinta, tanah tumpah darahku yang mulia, yang ku puja sepanjang masa. Karena airku aman dan makmur, pulau kelapa yang aman Pancasila. Ayo memilih apa yang kau suka. Merdeka belajar wujud yang nyata. Raih mimpimu juga cita-cita. Generasi emas Indonesia. Profil pelajar Pancasila tanamkan di dalam dada. Profil pelajar Pancasila.